Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakwadash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Back here with another lesson through the spirit. This lesson shouldn't be too long. I just want to talk about a lesson I just watched a little bit before this lesson from the elder brother Manasseh Zagba, GMS, South Carolina. So, and it also has a little bit of inspiration from this video. I haven't watched it yet, but I just read the title, and that's what kind of sparked the spirit, you know what I'm saying, for me to find something to talk about today. Which the title was from the elder Amawan Gabar. Before you get this GMS awakening, elder Amawan Gabar, before you get all emotional and sympathetic, listen to this. And I didn't even read that, but I didn't even click on the video yet. But everything that brothers have been posting since yesterday, and pretty much I'm pretty sure the day before that, or since yesterday at least, has been talking about the whole Sakari, Gorilla Hebrew, Al-Azhar situation, right? Me and the brother talked about it briefly in we didn't really even talk about the situation that was going on, like the grand situation that's going on, the most recent situation. But we talked about some other things that he said in the recent past. And so I really just want to speak on this whole situation. Like, I'm not finna go into details about what's been going on, because if you don't live under a rock, then you should know what's going on already. But I just wanted, this is the basis of this lesson is going to be talking about not getting caught in stumbling blocks and snares, because ultimately I look at it as that, right? All of this shit that's going on and the way that people are reacting, like the elder Manasseh Zagba said, you 2/3. The title of his video, the 2/3. You know what I'm saying? Outnumber the 1/3. You just have to remember that. So a lot of these niggas are standing up for the shit that he did. And rightfully so. That's what they're going to do. Okay? They're in a spirit of unrighteousness, filled with wickedness. Okay? As well as the ones who know that they're Israelites and still backing this nigga. So, because what he did was wrong. And hey, as it reads in the scriptures, man, the things that you do in dark are gonna be brought to the light eventually. So yeah, like the brother told me, man, he said this could be a psyop. It's no telling who he works with or been working with as far as the Edomites, because Sakari's a 501c3, like all these other camps. This nigga was just posting up like he was a Hoover. That was another, big thing. So there's no telling, man. This thing could all just be. I'm not saying that what happened isn't true, but hey, like the elder said in his lesson yesterday, man, fucking melodrama. Yeah, man, melodrama. So, but you can't be. Hey, it's on us to report and do lessons and correct and whatnot on these other camps when they go off or do some shit. But at the same time, for you all out there that listen and watch, to listen and watch GMS or affiliate brothers like myself, don't get too caught up or pretty much stuck on what's going on with them, right? You're following a group who have 100% truth. So stick with that and do not get yourself involved with these other camps, because it can lead you down the wrong road, right? Like he mentioned in his video as well that all these other groups want to take a second or a day or something like that to fast because of what this nigga did. What is the point of doing that? I don't get it. What is the point of even doing that? But like he also said, that comes from that unite as one Israel shit. You cannot unite with other groups that have different doctrines. It does not mix, man. So you want to stay far away from shit like that. That's ultimately how you go off. But like I said, man, I'm going to bring out a few precepts. And Lord willing to be edifying to those out there listening and watching. So without further ado, let's get into the scriptures, man. I'm going to make my point. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners, right? So some things may seem so simple to us, those who are striving to be holy or righteous, because ultimately we cannot achieve that or get there until we get the new bodies and we're in the kingdom. We understand that, right? I don't think anybody has ever heard a affiliate brother or a brother in GMS said that we are holy or that we're righteous, because we're not. That would be a lie, right? We can't keep all the laws. There's certain things that we can't do, right? We won't be able to achieve that until we reach the kingdom. But we're putting forth the effort to be righteous, man. We're pushing to be righteous, okay? We're trying. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, sees that effort. So the things that seem plain to us, those out there trying to be righteous, you know what I'm saying, the hopeful elect, is stumbling blocks to the wicked, to the 2/3, to you niggas out here, to Jake. It's a stumbling block to them, right? So you can't let certain things like this get you caught up and basically, so to speak, steer you from your path, steer your focus, okay? Because your focus ultimately got to be this truth, doing the work, studying, whatnot, doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Getting caught in all of this entertainment, Israelite group, whatever. Don't get caught up in that shit, man. The Israelite community, like, what is that? Okay? You cannot have an Israelite community when you have multiple different doctrines, people who are not on the same page. That doesn't work like that, man. We're not going to be an Israelite community till we're all under one doctrine in the kingdom. Okay? That's just the truth. So, like I said, you want to stay away from all of that, man. It's just ultimately a stumbling block or a snare. For the devout, this is in the GNT, for the devout, his ways are straight. For the wicked, they are laid with traps. From the beginning, he has made good things for the good and terrible things for sinners. So, right, you can look at it like this. Because ultimately, this probably is the end of Sakari. You could look at it in a good way, right? Their leader, which we're not saying that we wanted this to happen to him, but at the same time, he was being prideful. He was going off all types of things. And ultimately, the Lord humbled him. That was judgment from the Lord. So we don't have a say in that, right? But that could steer people. Number one, this could sift a lot of Israelites out. Number one. Number two, it could also steer people towards Or I'm gonna say this: it could sift out a lot of wicked Israelites and completely take them out the truth. Number one. Number two, it can sift out the few that are of the hopeful elect and pull them towards great millstone, right? So that could be seen as a good thing. You have one less camp that is wicked or going off. Okay? And like I said, you want to stay away from, especially if you're new in this thing or you're just a follower or you're not really doing the work. You need to stick with one camp. It's important to do that. Don't try and join in or be looking at all different other camp videos. I've only ever watched Great Millstone videos. Only time I ever watched another camp videos is if it was because we had to do a lesson on it. Okay? And that's usually the only lessons, only videos I probably watched from other camps, like I said, was if I was reacting to or looking at a video from an elder brother. And that's typically a IUIC thing or ISUPK. I don't even think I watched some of Gorilla Hebrew or Al-Azhar's videos as of recently just because of that Cooley situation and then this. But other than that, I've never really watched Akari. And that incident that they had with the Mexican rally. But other than that, like, you shouldn't be watching their teachings, man. Only reason why you should be watching them type of videos is if you're doing it for a lesson, you know what I'm saying, or if you're just watching it from an elder brother's video or apostle's video, right? So let me get this. This is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 13. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch, right? And I was just about to read this, man, because I'm reading the first and second books of Peter. And the book I just stopped on was 2 Peter chapter 2, which the heading was false prophets. And also talks about in Matthew 24, the rise of false prophets in the latter days, right? You're going to see more and more of these types of things happen, right? These false prophets. And they're going to start getting exposed, okay? They're going to start getting exposed. And like I said, it's going to lead to a lot of people being sifted out from the truth. From being, you know what I'm saying, in the truth, or even learning or taking a heed to it. So the blind are going to lead the blind, man. Like I said, those people who are 10 toes down for them, you all should go watch that video if you haven't already from Elder Menachah Zogba, because it's a woman in here going ham for this nigga. Like, full-fledged, like, on 4 for this nigga, man. And ultimately, we know that women can't take accountability. Now, I didn't watch the live stream that he had where he was, quote unquote, apologizing from both. From what I heard and the clips I seen, they said he was being basically prideful throughout the whole thing. And at the end, he started to realize that shit wasn't gonna work. And that he started to apologize, and he cried at the end, right? And the elder said that the other day when he made his lesson. Whatever you seen on camera was meant for you to see. So when he started crying at the end, that was meant for y'all to see. Right? Oh, look at him. He has some type of sympathy. Well, what the nigga did was extremely wicked. Sodomy, as well as basically basically being a whoremonger, damn near. Okay, so hey, those people who follow those leaders though, that stick behind them 10 toes, they're gonna follow after his way, right? Like Captain Cesariak said. Like I said, I was watching Elder Apostles to Heart video. He said if the head is sick, is the whole body sick, right? So if somebody leading and you have people following them, they're gonna follow the ways of that leader. And you see how his flock are following him, right? They don't realize what he did was wrong. He tried to cover it up, and he don't. And if it didn't come to the light, he probably wasn't gonna say shit about it, right? So, like I said, man, I don't want y'all to stay stuck on that though. Okay, it's gonna be just it's here. Let it be gone. Go past it, and continue focusing on what you need to focus on, right? This is 1 Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So let's get that word perdition, man. Destruction, that's another word for destruction, man. Right? So waste, ruin, or loss. So ultimately, man, we know that he was one of those people who wanted to start a new wave type of beat, right? I didn't even realize he did a lot of this shit that he did. Like I said, I wasn't really tapped in to the shit that they do over there. But the Elder Zagba kind of touched on that at the end of his lesson, where he said they was doing they had the little Israelite rapping shit. He said Israelite wrestling. I said, what? I said, what? Like, this a whole bunch of folly, bro. But at the same time, he was one of those guys who wanted to be popular from this shit. So that's why I brought out the richest, man. Okay, we seen that he fell into some type of temptation. If you seen the text messages and whatnot, you know what I'm talking about. And that led to a snare, a trap. A snare is a trap, man. The Lord ultimately put a spirit on him to act the way he acted. And snares, of which birds are entangled and caught, implies unexpectedly, suddenly. A snare, whatever brings peril, loss, destruction, right? Ultimately, the Lord put the spirit on him to act the way he acted in them text messages and show his true color. And then whoever ended up sending that shit out to his followers or the people that was under him, put the spirit on him to bring the shit to light. Which, like the Elder Menachem Zagba said, they're not off the hook for that either, right? Fall into temptation and a snare, and to many foolish and hurtful lusts, right? So lust is something you yearn for, right? Something you're not supposed to be longing after, okay? He was longing after something that was very wicked, man. Sodomy. And for those who don't know what sodomy is, man, it's booty play, okay? Which drown men in destruction and ruin, okay? So you don't want to go down them paths, man. Just look at this as a learning experience. You don't want to. This is what happens when you, like it says in the scriptures, man. Pride goes before destruction. That's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Okay, we just above that when we were in Matthew 15 and 13. Just above that, I believe verse 10, around there. If you seen that briefly, man, it said, It's not what goeth into the man that defileth the man, but it's what comes out, meaning what you say. He said a lot of shit against our elders and our apostles. And the things that he said some shit against Yahweh Shemiel Shai. He said shit against the Apostle Paul. Okay? The writings of Apostle Paul are not authoritative. Okay. Hey. Let me just get this, man. This is Psalm 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Right? So blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly man. Right? So let me get that in. I want to get that in NIV because I had a pretty good breakdown. Blessed is the one who does not walk in a step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. Meaning, don't try and stand in between them and what they're trying to chase after. Don't follow them. Like it reads, man. Don't follow a multitude to do evil. You don't want to walk with those people, man, because they can lead you down the wrong road. Right. This is what in verse 2 describes what we should focus on, right? That's what brings us joy. Studying, increasing our knowledge, increasing our wisdom and our understanding, right? Because we know ultimately, yes, there's a reward from that, but also we should want to serve Yahweh Shai. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, right? So it's a lot of stress relieved when you don't walk with those people anymore. When you don't, sit with them or dwell with them or whatnot. Okay? I think I had one more after that. Let me see. Nope, this is it. So I'm gonna end it off with this. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 6. And the transgression, which is transgression, sin is, well, I don't even want to say that. Let me see. I was gonna say sin is the transgression of the law, but the word transgression means rebellion. Okay. In the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. Okay, and I'm gonna get all this in LT too. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath, man. So, hey, as it reads in the scriptures, man, call law Yahweh Shem Yahshua. But as it reads in the scriptures, man, a little bit of wickedness can ruin a lot of righteousness, man. That shit can spread real quick, like wildfire. If a wise man contends with the foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. And I've personally experienced this before multiple times, man. Multiple times. It take you a few times to bump your head to, get it right or realize. Like it says, man, a wise man falleth 6 times and gets up on the 7th, roughly paraphrasing. But let's read that in the NLT and then we'll be done. Evil people are trapped by sin, but the righteous escape shouting for joy. The godly care about the rights of the poor. The wicked don't care at all. Mockers can get a whole town agitated, but the wise will calm anger. So a scornful man, right? A scornful man, scorning, bragging. And bragging goes into being very prideful. Scornful men can bring a city into a trap, man, a snare to destruction. Right? Remember we read that a snare can lead to destruction. But wise men turn away the anger. If a wise person takes a fool to court, there will be ranting and ridicule, but no satisfaction. Okay? So ultimately, man, Lord willing, y'all understood the point of this video, man. Not getting caught in snares and traps, following after these other groups and whatnot, and just sticking with one group, man. Keep it nice and keep it simple, man. Nice and sweet. Don't let this thing consume you. What's going on with these other camps, man? Don't let this shit consume you, man. Ultimately, it's just another way for them to get us distracted from what's really going on, right? That's how I look at it. So I'm gonna close it off there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. Call halal Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushai ba'ashem Harakakwadash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh ba'ashem Yahushai. Until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom.